Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. So, Gavin, I'm not sure if you can hear me over the great amounts of wind happening behind me, or if you can see me with the giant sun over there. But I'm making this video for you after seeing your last one. And I guess I only have really one big comment on that, and that's, where the fuck's your cat? Oh, I'm sorry, you thought I would forget? I remember very specifically you telling me I was gonna see Jasper, and there ain't no Jasper there. So Gavin, one of the ways I've been meditating recently for like 15 minutes on end, and it's been really nice, is like this. And I guess the fact that now I get to do that, like, with zero fear, because I've been exposed to heights so much here in the Philippines, being on, the rooftop of my last video, and just really chilling in high places. I've entirely cured my fear of heights, to the point where I'm not joking, I legitimately meditate right there on the edge because I get more sunshine on my skin that way. And I feel really blessed that way, because getting over a fear, like heights, where it's something that you can be exposed to over and over again, and then realize that you're no longer afraid of it, it feels like so measurable, so tangible of how I'm growing, and I really dig that. But anyhow, moving on to your question, I guess it's going to be a running theme throughout these videos where I'm just going to answer your questions in like a bullshit manner, my own, like, just kind of go with science, see what science has to say about it. And basically, I guess what I imagine beauty to be is essentially there's a series of things our conscious mind has to say, hey, this is good. This moves me towards what I want. This allows me to be happy. This allows me to be healthy. But then there's also those things that it's like a mental checklist of things that are accepted by our subconscious, the things accepted by our genetics, by our DNA, that help us also know what's good for us. Because, we're born on this planet with, like, zero fucking idea what we're doing. We're just this baby. It's like, oh, look, now I'm here. So we don't know what's good and what's not. And we have to figure out what is good. Is it good to be Christian? Is it good to be atheist? What is good? And beauty are simply those things that feel good on a genetic level. They're things that we are born with, that we predispose to think is good. Now, obviously, that can be affected by culture. It can be affected by our choices. We can choose to think something is beautiful. Our culture tells us what's beautiful. But I think that's a pretty good answer, because generally you want to think... Generally, if the tribe believes something is beautiful, then you also want to think that's beautiful, because you don't want to disagree with the tribe. It's the whole, if like, some females think that, like, stags with giant horns are sexy, like some of the female stags think bigger horns are sexy, then even those stags, those deer, that don't think big horns are sexy, will still want to mate with the big stagged deer, the big horned deer, because then their kids will have big fucking horns, and therefore they're more likely to reproduce with the females that do think that. So eventually, what is sexy or what is beautiful becomes sexy and beautiful simply because it is sexy and beautiful. So I think that culture can affect what we think is beautiful, but still on a genetic level. And, we think that people are beautiful based in this way. I think that we think certain sacred geometries, certain mathematical formulas are also beautiful because they serve a function, because maybe they're symmetrical, because maybe they're complete and whole, things that, genetically speaking, are very, very good. So I guess my answer, as kind of a cop-out with science, is simply that beauty is that which fulfills our genetic checklist for what is good. And that limits us in some ways, but in other ways it pushes us ahead, because in our conscious minds, I don't think we're smart enough to figure out what's beautiful by ourselves. And relying on that pre-compiled checklist in our genetics, that pre-existing list, is actually really helpful. So I don't think it limits us that much, but those are my thoughts on it. And one other thing that I wanted to give my comments on is what you're talking about with programming and software. It really is difficult, but it's not difficult because it's hard. It's difficult because it's completely fucking new. It uses a part of our brain that we just do not exercise in day-to-day life. But once we master that, once we learn how to ride that bike, once we climb that hill, it becomes actually really, really easy. There is a learning curve to it. And I totally think that you should not give up the ghost, that you should learn programming. Because fucking, dude, like, I'm here in Cebu, and there's a lot of startup tech companies here. A lot of foreigners coming here to look, find programmers. And I think that programmers are probably the one job right now that can really just, if they're skilled, can really just write their own fucking paycheck. I mean, the sky is the limit. And the cool thing is that you will be, if you learn how to program, you can be exposed to some of the best, just the coolest people in the world. All these startup founders, all these entrepreneurs, all these businessmen that work with programmers. You can start to network with them, and it gives you your little ticket to the world of startups. So I mean, you don't have to be limited. It's not just a job. It can also be your gateway into starting a company. It can be your gateway to just earn some money and start investing. It can be your gateway to earn money just to buy your own farm and start farming the way that I know that you can, because you're really good with your hands. But that's seriously my advice. Fucking learn programming. Oh, just because it's kind of cool, I want to show off our living room. We have this big mirror on one wall, and we have seriously taken over this condo. We have calendars, notes to ourselves, pictures of the future, other checklists, dream trees, and on this mirror where we use for training, we have also our scoreboards, like how much we're with the future, trying to get to our goals. And then randomly, I have no idea who fucking drew this, we have just pictures of hot girls. So it's pretty cool. So, questions for your next video. Well, it's not really a question, it's more of a demand. Show me your fucking cat, because you promised that last time, and you did not deliver. But, other than that, I guess, talking about you, what are your thoughts on software? What are your thoughts on continuing that path, or what? So, I love you, bro. Hopefully I'll see you soon. And the struggle is real.